Hello everyone, Ruchira here. Today I want to ask a very big bold question in our video today. Are we training students for jobs that won't exist? That's going to be the thesis question I'll be asking. Let's look at various reflections, dimensions of this question. Now in Sri Lanka, if you take this big discussion going on even right now, the debate is raging. Various aspects, primarily, at least in my opinion, the discussion has been very shallow. So we are talking about some modules, some problems in the modules, and how we are going to rectify. It turns out that the government has really withdrawn its implementation of the program. As we speak right now, this is January 2026. But see, the problem is not, at least for me, I don't think this is the prime question. Are we really, when we talk about reforms, what should we talk about? What should be the prime focus when we talk about reforms and how to identify, how to really extract that essence? That's going to be the thesis of my presentation, or at least my the video today. But just to kick off our discussion, let me ask something very question. It's a very blunt question, but I think it's very relevant though. See, suppose a student enters grade 1 Sri Lanka today, this year, they'll be graduating somewhere around 2040. Now, can any of us confidently say what types of jobs will dominate in Sri Lanka? Not forget about Sri Lanka, what type of jobs will dominate in the world? Can we ever answer that question? You see, because we can't answer that clearly, we need to ask a little bit more uncomfortable question, in my own opinion. Then if that is the case, why are we still educating them as we've been doing in 1990s? You see, so if you really look at the system right now, our system has been designed in a very specific world. We always look at stable careers, the predictable industries, and very clear professional ladders. The whole theme is what's the whole theme? Study hard, get good grades, enter university, become an engineer, a doctor, or teacher, or clerk, or whatever it is that you wish for, and stay there for the life. I don't think this world no longer exists. You see, yet in our classroom exams, our expectations and what we are trying to do, all this tuition classes, all that, this is the dominant philosophy that we try to inculcate. Just think about how things are moving. Think about the AI revolution, how the automations, how rapidly we are adapting automations. You see, it's just, we are not in Sri Lanka, we are in Sri Lanka, not in Silicon Valley, but even these changes are quite relevant in Sri Lanka as well, right now. You see, the task that once required junior engineers, account clerk, designers even, data analysts, all these are partially or fully automated. I personally know some of the struggles that the IT students have to go through, even not to find a job, but just to enter to the industry. Even some white collar jobs, the one that we still tell students these are safe, are being reshaped as we speak. All right, see, I'm not saying that these jobs will disappear overnight. They will exist, but the danger is not that. The danger, the nature of these jobs will change. Then the other thing is that they are changing faster than our education system, obviously. Forget about education system. Even to change curriculum, it takes how many years? We are so, in that sense, our system is so inertial. We train our students to memorize, follow very fixed procedures, avoid mistakes. But do you think these are the things that future rewards? I don't think so. I am an educator myself. I think what future will reward is learning fast, really adapting to situation, and asking good critical questions, and your ability to working across disciplines. Plus, more importantly, communicate. So these are the future. These are the future dimensions. Do you think our system encourage or celebrate those skills over what we are having right now. And then the other things, you see, this the climate change, the other dynamics are also at play. Think about Sri Lankan agriculture, energy, water. We have a big upcoming crisis in urban planning, and I think our whole demographic structure is also changing. And we are, as Sri Lankans, as a society, we are aging society as it stands, right? So workforce must be more productive. Talking about 20 years down the line, must be more productive, more innovative, more flexible. And but what we are right now, even we are talking about, we still measure the success mainly through exam ranks and the roles of performance. You see, I am not trying to argue. It's not let me be clear on one thing. That is not a fault of students. This is not. I don't think that's the case. And also, it's not fault of teachers. Then what it is? I think it's a system design problem. When we talk about all this reform, we are talking about reforming syllabi, the textbooks, the timetables, then how we are trying to deliver the pedagogical element of it. But then we rarely question the deep assumptions. What is learning for? What kind of human being we are trying to develop? 5 years down the line, we can't see what it is. Nobody can. I don't think anybody can. So there are no such safe jobs. The only critical thing right now is that how flexible you are going to be, how resilient you are be in the future. Now, this is the big paradox, okay? But listen to me. Okay, so we have all these problems, and so at least what are the areas that we have clarity over? Let's discuss that. Now, there's this big paradox if you really look at it. But while all these jobs change, I think some aspects will not. Your ability to think clearly and make critical judgments about situations, to really reason things quantitatively, having that big picture, your ability to communicate ideas clearly, efficiently, and more convincing manner, your ability to learn independently and assume lifelong learning, and your ability to recover from failures. I think these skills, if you take, they are going to be very important in the future. They are even important right now. Yes. So although these seems to be the critical skills, these are, however, they are not at the center of our education. That's the biggest problem that I see right now. You see, when we talk about reform, I think there's something that we need to really be clear about. At least we need to be clear about this. When we are preparing students for specific jobs, we are not. Are we doing that? Are we? So what are we trying to achieve? Are we going to prepare the students to take on specific job roles, or are we trying to inculcate these qualities that we know be timeless? That I think has to be in the center of this whole discussion. And if we select the former, I think we are making the biggest mistake as a country. Yeah. All right. Okay. So thank you very much. So see you in the next video.